very, very strong security system.
Well, let's also hear from Yolande Engelbrecht, who is the coordinator of the Gender Research and Advocacy Project at the Legal Assistance Center about this matter.
We are all in shock. We are disappointed, and we are also very anxious. Our crime rate is quite high in terms of sexual abuse and the killings and so on. So the whole nation is basically in mourning.
You just mentioned that the numbers are increasing, but what's behind the increase?
There's many factors. You know, we don't have, although the laws are there, I think we are a very relaxed community. We think in a naive type of way that in terms of child abuse. Obviously, the issue of violence in the communities are very much problematic. There's a lot of unregulated shebeens in the communities, shebeens operating without licenses. There's the issue of poverty and unemployment. You know, so there's so many factors, and we are also struggling with the issue of drug abuse and alcohol abuse in the community. But we never want to justify or give a proper reason for children to be raped or to be killed.
So if the laws are there and they are as stringent and strict as you say, why is implementation a problem?
It's all about resources. And, you know, I think if you don't have adequate resources, for example, if you compare the social worker presence, there will be 1 or 2 social workers compared to over 100 police officers. These social workers are heavily under-resourced. They don't have enough resources to say that, you know, a child is in danger, a child needs protection, and the social workers are normally the first response. We also have problems like the GBV units. The GBV units are the Gender Based Violence units. They are operational in all 14 regions, but some of the officers are closing from, are only operating between 8 and 5. So after hours, this is the time that crimes are normally being committed, or during weekends. We don't have the enough visibility from our GBV units, although they are after hours numbers that are linked to these officers. The other issue, obviously, is the criminal justice system. These type of crimes are not being dealt with the necessary urgency, the necessary focus that it should be. So it takes such a long time for these crimes to actually reach the court of law in convictions being made.
In your view, what can be done to be able to protect children if you were to look at it from a holistic approach?
We should have one-stop centers where these crimes are being handled from the starting point until the end point, involving prosecutors, involving social workers, police officers, psychologists, you know, doctors, and so on. I think in terms of NGOs, we should also do a little bit more to raise awareness and so on.
Tell me a little more about the criminal justice system. Are they helping in any way in dealing with these cases?
I don't think Namibia is isolated in terms of these type of challenges. But from our research, the studies that we have done, cases are taking too long to finalize. You know, we have different levels of the criminal justice system. And also, you know, when we talk about these are cases that has been reported. There's a lot of other cases that are also not being reported. I think the system is failing the victims from the point that they are supposed to report this type of crimes. So I definitely think there needs to be a huge improvement in terms of the criminal justice system.